understand how pro wrestling works, that understand how to pull the strings and manipulate things. Vince McMahon and others haven't had that problem either. It's not a complicated business we're in. But what the business is a platform. So even though I never followed it, I always still had a hand, whether it was Omega, whether it was my connection with Chris, whether it was, helping Kenny to put together his tremendous documentary that apparently people in the US have blocked from people being able to see it. I blame Tony Khan for that, actually, because I don't understand why. Because Tony doesn't like what happened at Winter is Coming, should not mean that he bites off his nose to spite his face and doesn't properly acknowledge what Kenny and I have done. And Tony's a very smart individual, and Tony has been a blessing for the people in the wrestling business. Kenny and I don't care about the people, so it's good that Tony does. It's good. It's a strong role.
Yeah, how does Tony Khan fall into everything that you have going on?
Well, I mean, Tony is someone who I think was surprised by what happened. And I think that,
I mean, you screwed him.
Well, did I screw him or did I open his eyes? I think that there's a lot of people when you're as smart and successful as Tony Khan that are sycophantic yes men who like to tell you what you want to hear. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. You can do no wrong. And the wrestling media has done that for Tony as well. And I understand it because, again, he's been a blessing for all of the people in the industry. He's been a blessing. But, what I did was I didn't act like a yes man. I didn't tell Tony. You can't tell someone like Tony Khan with an IQ over 160. You can't tell Tony Khan, you're doing this wrong. You better be careful. You better do this, because he's only known success. So Tony had to have a failure in order to actually learn and evolve. And here's the other thing. People say failure. I don't consider it a failure. Tony Khan understood that night and understands now this is a whole different business, and you can only trust yourself, because I suspect there are a lot of people around Tony Khan that told him that he was bulletproof and that nothing like this could ever happen to him. Well, it happened. I suspect Tony won't let it happen again.